today's kind of thing we're gonna do is what? Drink beer and orange juice. What do you call them? What do you call that?
Hillbilly mimosa.
We're gonna have that today, people. Yeah.
Cool. Today I'm gonna make spicy tuna on fried wonton wraps. Let me get it going. I'm gonna show you how you get this done. Ready?
Yep.
So with ginger, I usually take a spoon to. Okay. I usually take a spoon to get off the outside of it. So it's really easy to get that done.
You're good if you need a scrape.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody do that before.
Yeah. I don't use a.
Maybe one too many beers.
I usually don't use a peeler because it just peels off too much. So for that, you take a spoon, and you get this like that, like so. In my grater, so I got that ready for you. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut some thin strips or dice some jalapeno, like so. So with this, I'm not gonna put too much jalapeno in it because I don't want to be too spicy. It depends on your level of spiciness. You can put more.
Now, what type of knife is that?
This is a Sankatu knife.
Okay. Is there a certain way that you use knives when you're chopping?
I like to use this for vegetables.
Okay.
Just because it dices better. So, and this is a cucumber. You're gonna dice some cucumber to go with this too. Same size dice as you do with the jalapeno.
So you like to wear gloves because it kind of it's just a part of just cooking from
yeah,
the
that
inside.
and for sanitation issues too. So
Okay, so when you're chopping these, you're explaining.
I'm dicing these into like a little small dice. I would say Brunoise because it is it's bigger than Brunoise for me. It is. So I'm just gonna get all my vegetables cut up first.
And then when you use this tuna type stuff for it, it's going to be like whole chunk vegetables that are involved.
I'm actually gonna cut. It's almost like a puree.
Okay.
But I'll show you how that goes. So you just want to throw your ingredients, or your cucumber and your jalapeno in the bowl already. So I'm gonna take some green onions, spring onions, if you want to call it. Take the top of it off, of course.
The roots.
Yeah.
And the top.
Yeah. Okay. And then now you just want to give it a dice. I like to slice this on the angle a little bit, just for presentation wise. But yeah, I mean it's going in the food, so you really don't have to make it look pretty. But I'm pretty, so therefore I want to make it pretty. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and plus I don't put a lot of onions in my in this mixture because it's got so much flavor in it. You want to keep it. You want to be able to taste the tuna in it too as well. And also we got the grater for the ginger. So I'm just gonna grate the ginger just like this. I love the smell of ginger. It just reminds me of going to like an Asian restaurant and just smelling all the great ingredients. that they use in their foods. And get all that deliciousness out of there too. You know, and you can also add more ginger if you like. So yeah, bring it to the side. Still got a little bit of jalapeno left as well. And I have some garlic back here too. I don't buy garlic in a jar like my brother does.
So you're gonna make fun of me for that, huh?
Oh, that's fine, but you know, you will learn from this.
Yep.
So with this, you know, that garlic in a jar, that's blasphemy. You know? So,
And why is that?
you know, a true culinarian or chef, we either dice ours up, you know, or shred it up on a grater. You know, it stays fresh if you get it out of a fresh clove. You know, so I think there's one that you buy in a jar. Don't get me wrong, I am guilty of buying those. I've bought them before. It's a quick fix, but
So in a quick fix situation, if you just happen to have it in a jar, fine. But if you're trying to deal with the culinary side of this, it'd probably be best to just
right.
make your own. Oh, I can smell that from here. I can smell ginger.
Right, smell all that. Yeah, this is deliciousness right here. It's what you want. I'm gonna give this a nice little fine dice here. Okay, so, and this is how I make my spicy tuna.
Now, what kind of tuna are you using?
Using ahi tuna.
Mahi tuna?
Ahi tuna.
Ahi tuna, sorry.
Yeah. Very delicious. So yeah. So all that nice garlic is gonna go in here too in the bowl. See all that right there? I just diced it up with a couple minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go for that part of it. I have all this stuff on my cutting board. I have to throw it away. I don't like a lot of stuff in my way.
I like the fact that you have an automatic trash can.
Automatic trash can, you know, there can be a gift and a curse because every time you walk past it, it opens up. You know, it gets kind of annoying, but it's, you know, it's all good. It's kind of bougie. I'm not bougie, but it is what it is.
I'd beg to differ on that one, but yes.
Don't listen to him, y'all. You don't know me.
Yeah. Wait till you see his shoes.
I'm not gonna say that. I have the tuna. So next is the tuna. So what I'm gonna do is it's gonna be a fine dice, but it's almost like a puree. But I'll show you what I'm talking about. So with this, I just like to slice like nice little slices out of it, like so. So what I'll do with this,
you make that cut look so easy and fast. Is that related to the knife, or is that partially related
this knife is sharp. I always keep a sharp knife.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and you sharpen them by hand.
Yes, of course. Yep. So I'm just gonna take it like this. I'm just gonna just start dicing it like this. Okay. Like I said, it's not gonna be. I mean, it'd almost be a puree, but not exactly.
Is the idea not to have like perfect cuts? Just the idea is to make sure that you have relatively
small cuts, small pieces.
Right.
Yeah. So for this, 1, 2, just dice it up nice. But a little small trick here that I usually do, I just start dicing up from there.
Looks like you're mad at the tuna.
Yeah. Remember the movie called Blow?
Yeah.
Remember the character from Ethan? Is it Ethan Suplee? His name was called Tuna. You know, so you know it's a little useless information.
Yeah. Okay. How long does it typically take to make something like this?
20 minutes. 20 minutes from start to beginning. But you want to have your tuna a little bit unthawed, not too. If you have frozen tuna, you can use it when it's. completely frozen, but
You need to let it thaw.
just let it thaw a little bit. So that's about enough right there. Not exactly puree, but a nice.
So one
Fine,
fillet
nice.
cut would feed how many people typically?
One, I would say 2 people.
Okay.
Yeah. If you do it right.
If it's modest, right?
Right,
Not,
right.
Not,
If you do it
not,
right.
Not very, very generous.
Right.
Just modest.
So, like with this piece right here, it's nice and it's pretty thawed out right now.
And this is kind of more like an appetizer kind of thing.
This is an appetizer. Yeah. If you want to if you have friends over, you want to entertain. This is something really easy to put together.
Right.
I'm showing you guys so you can make something easy for your friends, family. So you can something just put on your little spicy cracker, your little rice cracker, and yeah, it's really good to. And plus, something like this, you can kind of show about like, oh wow, I made like spicy tuna.
Right.
Yeah. So with all the rest of these other ones, some of the tuna I have right here, I'm just cutting it in half again. It'd be a lot easier to dice. Okay, so again, once again, I'm just chopping this up. I've done it with 2 knives before, but what's the point? I don't want to have to clean it up again or clean up both of my knives. I have really nice knives too. I'll use that when I do a fine dining segment.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do a fine dining segment once in a while, not too often. I'm not a big fan of the Hollywood tongs, little tweezers. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Okay.
I'm old school. I came up through the New Orleans circuit. We never use that kind of stuff. We use the regular tongs. I came up through the Ruth Chris Steakhouse circuit, right? So the big tongs is how we grab the steaks off the grill. That's how you use it. In most food today. But those little bitty tweezers that people use today, just not a fan.
Gotcha.
I'm old school. I'm a 50-year-old man. I ain't trying to.
No one needs to know how old you are. We can see from the beard.
Wow. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just messing with you.
So you're pushing 52, Pete.
Not there.
Yeah, but
I got quite some years.
But the Hollywood tongs are cool for the younger generation, newer generation. I'm cool with that.
But just not a fan.
Just not a fan. But I do have them. And once we do the fine dining segment, don't laugh at me, people. But we're gonna use them just to show you how.
So you're saying they serve a purpose in certain arenas, but just not particular for you for right now.
No, not at all for me at all. I don't like using them. I just bought them because
something to try.
I'm a chef,
and you like to try new products.
That and plus I want to make sure that I'm ready for the occasion.
Gotcha.
So, but I personally will not use them on anything that I cook. So yeah, my husband laughs at me though about that. Oh, should I? Yeah.
Okay.
He laughs at me about that though, about not using the Hollywood tongs, and he thinks it's kind of cool but he's a newer generation kind of people. I would say millennial. Yeah, he is one.
Millennial.
Yeah. So yeah, he has that kind of mentality. I don't. Once again, I'm right back to doing a little fine dice, almost like a puree. It's almost like a puree though.
Now, if somebody, not saying that they would do this, but if somebody wanted to stick it in a food chop blender or something,
then that would be puree. You puree in it then.
Is that so? You don't really want it as a true puree.
No.
Gotcha.
Okay, so if you've tried beef tartare, you want the kind of like dice that a beef tartare has.
Okay.
But a little bit more. I would say a little bit more diced. A little bit more. So, but anyway,
good to know.
Yeah. Now we'll try beef tartare one. Do you like beef tartare, Pete? Nope.
When I try foods from other people or from other restaurants, I always feel sometimes that there's stuff missing. But I'm not a fine dining cuisine. I've been in 5-star restaurants often kind of guy.
Okay.
So maybe I don't have a proper gauge. Remember, you've been in Dubai for how many ever years?
3 years.
Yeah, so, when you traveled, I didn't see you like that, and we don't really cook like that when we see each other.
When I was in Dubai, I did some fine dining, but not a lot. I did enough to get me by.
Gotcha.
In case when we had those like special occasions, special dinners, I would do like a 7-course meal.
Yeah.
You know, paired with wine, you know, something like that. But normally I would never, ever, ever, ever do fine dining because I came up doing fine dining a long time ago and it kind of died down. And so now I'm to a point where I'm just like, fine dining is cool. I've got that experience in case you need it.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in the sink.
Okay, so we're
Get this out. A little bit of mayonnaise, which is already in the bowl. We use Kewpie Mayonaise, of course, if you want to do authentically. Then we have a little bit of a roasted sesame oil, toasted sesame oil.
Okay.
You want to add about a tablespoon. No, I would say about a teaspoon of that. There you go.
Okay.
And then you want to add about, I don't know, let's say about 1/8 cup of Sriracha. Maybe a little more, but
That looked generous.
yeah, I'm generous with my portions. You know, I come up through the New Orleans circuit. We like to put our food in there.
Okay.
So I'm about to put about 1/4 cup of the sweet chili Thai sauce. It goes in there too.
Now, is there particular brands or groups that you prefer?
No, well, I like to use this brand right here. Kitchen. This is what's called Thai Kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this brand right here. So, just want to add that in there. Get all that deliciousness out of there. Deliciousness, that's my word. Deliciousness. There you go.
It does look good.
Yeah. So now you want to just add a little bit.
Wait, what's the white stuff that was in there?
That was mayonnaise. That was a Kewpie
Kewpie
mayonnaise. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you want it's a little bit of salt, not too much. Maybe like a half a teaspoon.
What kind of salt is that?
This is kosher salt.
And your preference on kosher salt is?
It's in every kitchen, you know. Plus is iodized salt, the little small fine. It's a little bit too saltier, very salty.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, you can actually for me, I can control as much as salt that I put inside of my dishes.
Okay.
Okay. So a little bit of that. So now we get to stir and mixing it up. This is all you have right here. This is it right here, people. Let's get it popping. This is basically all you need to make this dish. I have a friend, Leslie. She loves this. She will soon be here, too. She's a beautiful, beautiful lady.
Yes, she is.
Okay? So basically,
And she can bake.
she's a great baker. We just went to her house over the weekend. She did like a little bake-off for her little,
For her friends.
yeah, for her friends. She's been studying baking, and now she's like this great baker. And she made these chocolate croissants that were just delicious. I wish she would have made more, but she didn't. But anyway.
Well, maybe we'll have her on here one day.
Oh, we will. So this is it right here. It doesn't look like the most appetizing dish in the world.
It tastes incredible.
It's just like, it's one of those things that it's unbelievable. Once you taste it, you're gonna want to have it all the time. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna try this. Let's give a little sample to make sure that we need to add more or something here. So I'm just gonna add a little bit here. Taste a little bit. A little bit of the cucumber and everything in here. So. That's perfect. That is perfect. It's got enough spice to it. You can taste the texture. You can taste the tuna. The texture is there. So what you want to do now is that, since that's ready, oh, that's really, really good. That is really good.
Okay.
So what you want to do now is that, where's my plastic wrap? You want to get the plastic wrap out. My teeth in my plastic wrap kind of tore, so.
You don't improvise.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use my knife to cut it. Bam. See how that works? That's because you have a sharp knife. Okay. You want to refrigerate this until you're ready. But now we're gonna get off to the fried rice papers. Okay.
Okay.
Pause. For the crispy wontons, I use rice papers, spring rolls for this type of occasion. You can use whatever you want. You can use the regular wonton wraps if you want. It just depends. I like using this because this looks better presentation-wise. So what I do with this, I don't do anything fancy with it. You know, I just open it up like so. Just one of these right here, right? I just like that.
Thing is thin.
Bam. That's all you need for this. So you can do 2 or 3 at a time. Like that. And then fold over like that.
So you're folding it and eventually to get into 4th.
Yes. That's all you need. Boom, like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the whole entire case like this, the whole entire wrapper like this. The package. Like that. Don't worry, it's gonna crack all over the place. That's
Goodness
fine.
gracious. Okay.
You know. And then you just want to do this again. Fold it in 4s. And that's how you get it done.
So what's next after this?
You need to deep fry all of these. It takes 10 seconds at the most.
Okay.
All right, so let's get it going. I wouldn't say 20 seconds. Let's say about 10 seconds. Let's just do one for a tester. Throw it in just like that. And that's basically it. You just want to make, get it all, make sure it's nice and crispy, and it's done. And you don't turn it over if you want, but it's done. This is the end result right here. Make sure you get as much oil as you want to get off of as much as possible. That's what it looks like right there. See how easy that was? Going inside your bowl. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like maybe 3 or 4 at one time. These will sometimes stick together. Like 1, 2, 3. You want to make sure that some of these, if they start like,
Curling.
yeah, just want to make sure they're not as curled up. You may have 1 or 2, no biggie. So it's basically done.
That's cool. If somebody doesn't have a deep fryer, Jeff, how is it that they still can do this? Can they just with a pan?
Yeah, you just do a pan fry, but you'd have to flip it over.
Okay.
And just pay close attention to it,
All right.
Yeah.